Good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of the Men's Lounge. We're here and as always, we are excited to be here just because we know you are out there waiting to hear all the good things that we have for you. Feel free and start joining us already on all our social media platforms at ETV Ghana. So on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at ETV Ghana, you can be part of it. Today I'm opening the WhatsApp lines even much earlier than I usually would do, and it's 02022222054. Yeah, it's been such a weekend. I'm sure when I'm back, I'll tell you what my weekend was like. I wish all of you could be telling me how yours was like. But hey, there's one thing that's very important. We are still in the Made in Ghana month. This week, we are looking at the performing arts. Obviously, movies, and we've done music, we've done the clothes, and now we are looking at the movies and some of the old ones. I'm sure you know Love, Beauty, and African Pot. And I'm sure this week around Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe you get to see some of these movies, especially shown on ETV Ghana. Let me not bore you with too much talk. I'll take a first break. When I'm back, I'll tell you about those here with me and something that we'll be discussing. I probably will show you a prelude of it before we even start discussions. Please stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Yo, this is a true story. The story of our people. Huh? Long time ago, before the 13th century, a red-skinned African youth emerged in a unique category. Toaje, the Red Hunter was his name. He walked so much like the fearless hyena, which became his claim to fame. Toaje, the Red Hunter, was the founder of the Moli Dagbani Kingdom. So just was he that he fought for the rights of all, including the deaf, the blind, and the dumb. He sent chills down the spines of invaders and oppressors alike. Toaje, the Red Hunter, had the power to walk on heads, on thorns and spikes. He was inspired by his usual signature dance song, a song which invoked the power in him to hammer and pound. Yes, a wild bull had invaded a whole kingdom east of Lake Chad and captured farms and a popular source of drinking water. Several villagers and of course warriors were all scared by the might of the bull to scatter. A solution had to be found as it was evident that the wild bull was rough and tough. The king of the kingdom put down as a prize a beauty of a girl of the choice of whoever would be able to save the kingdom from the beast moth. Kunkunda, da kunkunda, kunkunda, da kunkunda, njai, kunkunda, da kunkunda, mpatapa, kunkunda, kunkunda. Came the footsteps of Toaje the Red Hunter. In a few moments, the wild beast was subdued to a small splinter. He chose the crippled woman as his wife. Little did the world know that he alone knew the secret behind his choice. In the days of Toaje the Red Hunter, his kingdom was formidable and well protected. The mere mention of the name of Toaje the Red Hunter, all enemies scattered. He danced to this song anytime anything good visited his land. Thieves, robbers, and rapists were non-existent in Toaje's plan. Amidst the burning of incense and herbs, he's part of this fierce warrior dance. Step by step, step by step, step by step, step by step. He danced and paced about majestically, throwing about his weight handsomely on the sands. Kunkunda, 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 da kunkunda, njai, kunkunda, da kunkunda. Hey, this is the mystery dance to invoke the spirit of Africa's most ferocious warrior. This is my story, my dance, the mystery dance to invoke the spirit of Africa's Toache, the Red Hunter, the fear panacea.
Well, on this note, we say goodbye to Azonto. There's a new dance, Kukunda. So all of us need to start doing the, Kukunda. Anyway, good to be back. Good to be back, like I said earlier. So today we are going to be discussing, of course, based on that video, it already gives you an idea what we'll be talking about. So we are looking at the rise of Ghana's animation features, the rise of Ghana's animation. When you talk about animation, creating of, those, should I say, cartoon characters, and yes, that's what we call animation. So we are looking at the rise of it. Today we'll be going a little, slightly academic on all these things. But yes, we'll try as much as possible to break the elements down to the best of your knowledge and mine as well. I also need to learn. So yeah, I'm here today with Zenok Jima Amponsa. We usually know him as Zenks. And I'm sure if you saw the video earlier, he is the person that put that video together. He's not here alone. He's actually the CEO, animations director for Animate 24. He's also, so Animate 24. And then I also have with me Nana Koba. Nana Koba happens to be a member of GAFTA. And when I get to him, I'll let him explain what GAFTA means. Gentlemen, Akwaba.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Thanks.
Yeah.
You see the size of my head. We need to create something.
Yes.
So you understand.
Yes.
It should be something that's not doing the kukunda. You see, with my kind of head, if you do kukunda, I could fall. You understand? Yeah. So I need to stand firm.
Yeah, true.
But why did you create such chest then? Charlie, this is our one pack, and you create four. I mean, anyway. So that video you saw is typically, my understanding is that it's a true story. It's part of history, I would say. Maybe when I meet Black Rasta, I should be asking him questions. He must have. It's okay. I will not say much. Guys, once again, welcome.
Yeah,
How's your weekends been?
it's been great.
It's been great, eh?
Yes.
Been sleeping and creating kukunda.
I'm telling you.
I see. Nana Koba,
Yeah, man.
how's your weekend been?
Charlie, it's been boring, but it's okay.
Boring, eh?
Yeah, but
You need some kukunda in your life.
I am rough.
Anyway, let me start with you, Zenks. I find your name quite interesting. So Zenok Jima Amponsa. I'm sure that is what you call Zenks, or there's some reason for the Zenks.
No, the Zenks was just for my first name.
For your first name,
Yeah,
okay.
just-
So
it
that's
just sounded
Zenok,
cool.
so Zenks.
Yeah.
Nice one. I mean, I'd like to go a little personal, especially because then I see you to be a very creative person in
Yeah.
the field that you find yourself. So I'll be just slightly personal. Tell me about yourself and how you got into animations.
Okay, so growing up, we had these video game consoles at home. Those days they called it the family computer.
Yeah.
We had the computer itself.
Mm.
So I like playing video games a lot.
Mm.
So in fact, as at that time, my ambition was to play all the video games in the world.
Play all the video games in the world.
Yes, I was like a game to the extent that my hands even got swollen at a
Wow.
point in time due to playing the game all the
Really?
time. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so it got to a time I got tired, no, let me create my own video games
Okay.
instead of playing. So I started learning about it. And those days, my dad would go to the internet cafe, download tutorials. So I started learning the graphic design software, CorelDRAW. I started learning the game itself. And through that, I discovered that most of the game designers had problem with animation.
Okay.
Because animation is what you need to give the characters life. When you press up or down, like they move. So I said, okay, then let me learn this animation, then probably I'll come back into the game designing. And venturing into it, I just fell in love with it.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
And then you got stuck in there.
Yeah,
And today you are the Zengs that everybody knows. Interesting.
True.
So, I mean, for some of us who do not understand this particular, should I say, field or that industry you find yourselves in, would I say it's the same as cartoons?
Yes, kind of. It is.
There isn't any difference?
Okay, cartoon, normally it came out from those days, comic, drawing exaggerated characters. So cartoon simply means that you are drawing a character like the example you gave when you started the program, like making your head big.
That one is very important to me. I need to own that brand.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So once you are doing something that deviates from reality itself, just like Tom and Jerry, we see Tom standing on the 2 feet. You know, you will never see a cat doing that. You know, so that's why we got the word cartoons. It's just an exaggeration of real life itself.
I'm going to come back to you, but let me go to Nana Koba. Nana,
Yeah, man.
so, I mean, throw a little bit light on GAFTA and what you do.
Okay, so GAFTA is an acronym. It means Ghana Academy of Film and Television Arts.
Okay.
So GAFTA is the umbrella body of different film guilds. So in film, there are different bodies that come together to create film.
Okay.
You have a script writer, you have a director, you have a producer, you have a cameraman. All those people come together to create film. Even animation is part of film as well. So under GAFTA, you have about 9 guilds, soon to be 10,
Okay.
that represent all these different disciplines of film.
Okay.
So you have the Screenwriters Guild, which I belong to. You have the Animators Guild, which he belongs to, and all those other guilds coming together to form GAFTA.
GAFTA, I see.
Yes.
So, specifically, or to narrow it down,
Yeah.
you are a script writer.
Yes, I
so-
train as a screenwriter and director, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, between the two of you, you do the writing and then he brings the writing to life. Or-
Something like that, yes.
Exactly.
Something like that.
I see. So, people like you write the Kugunda. Am I correct?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you write the Kugunda for people to.
Yeah, something like that.
Let me find out a little bit more. I'm interested in the script writing, and so
Okay.
do you create or you look at history and you pick out some, facts from history and try to create? Is this something that in Ghana it's a thing that you have a lot of people following? Script writing, like, what do you want to be? Oh, I want to be a script writer. Do you come across these from your field?
Once upon a time, you didn't have that. That's why when he said his dad was the one who actually downloaded stuff for him to help him with animation, I was actually surprised because once upon a time, you wouldn't have parents doing a lot of that. I think your dad is exceptional, and God bless him, pa. So, but now things are changing, and a lot of people are going into the creative industry. So yes, now you find people who want to be script writers as well. And there is no film or storytelling without a script, actually.
Okay.
So for you to have the Kukunda, there was a script to it. For you to have any kind of film at all, there needs to be a script. So it's important to always have a script writer.
I see.
Yeah.
That makes me imagine who has been writing the Mr. Bean stories. I wonder what he eats and sleeps, what time he
Yeah,
sleeps. before he wakes up to create that.
inspiration comes from anywhere and everywhere, and that's what makes creativity so beautiful. I mean, you've been talking about your head. I could actually create a story about your head.
Go ahead.
You know,
Make sure it's big. Just make sure it stays big.
yeah. I just need to give it an objective, and have something opposing it as well. Create some kind of conflict. So once there's an objective and a conflict, and it meets, it creates drama. Then Zeno can come in with his own animation, and then we have something really
Then
good.
we have something.
Yeah.
I see. Let me come back to you. So I would have loved to ask you how long, but then it started when you were young and you were playing games and you wanted, to make your own games.
Yeah.
I know you have not achieved playing all the games in the world yet. Yes, that one I'm so sure you haven't. But as a full-blown animator, how long have you been working?
For the past 9 years.
Oh, 9.
Yeah, since 2013.
I see.
I
You know,
do.
I am one of those people who think animations are one of the best ways or tools for marketing. I tell you what, a couple of years ago, you should, maybe you will know about Zingaro.
Yes.
You know about Zingaro? Okay, some years back, there's something that was called Hi Akwada Okoin. You heard about it?
Yes, yeah.
Great. As young as I was, and I know that thing had serious influence on a lot of young people at that time, where up till now I still remember the content of that animation. Library,
Yeah.
and the message in there till date has been so clear in our minds, which is why I think animations can be or are one of the best marketing tools. Anyway, I don't have to be speaking much, but this is just what I think when
No,
it
but
comes
I
to
actually support what you say. You see, animation has a way of bringing drama to life
Yeah.
that live action cannot do. You know, there are some expressions when you do it in live action, and you're there. But in animation, it's really awesome. You can have a character laughing in animation. It's so nice.
No, laugh again.
It's I actually do voiceover for animation.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
So it feels so good. You enjoy it. But if you're watching an action movie and somebody's doing like Papa,
Is he okay?
you know,
Bibi Afanadu.
yeah. But animation has that expression power that's so awesome.
Uh,
That's why it's really good.
I see. So I mean, Zenks. So what really inspired you, apart from your love for games and wanting to have played all the games, which I still think I know that you have not achieved? I'm not sure you hope to achieve it. Do you still want to play all the games?
If possible.
As you play, more are created. That's the thing you have to know. Anyway, so I mean, from what inspired you? I want to know what's apart from you being in that space, wanting to play, trying to play or that. What other thing else inspired you to want to be an animator?
So, like for me, I had this talent. I like drawing.
You like drawing?
Yeah. So whenever I just hold a pen, I'm always scribbling something. Even I was in school when we were having exams, since I used to write my name, I'll be writing and designing some things. So it was that was part of the inspiration. I just like to create art. With the moment my hands touch something, even as I'm looking at this stuff, like I feel like I can use it to create something. So I just felt like it was that passion that was just, and when I started, those days I grew up watching Cartoon Network a lot. Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Eddie and Eddie, so those characters kind of, they also inspired me. Like I was like, okay, I would like to one day create my own kind of stuff, and in a way they pass message, they teach us something, because I remember through cartoons I learned how to speak well.
Okay.
Yes, and in today's world, you see a lot of animations out there. Kids watch it to learn because of the way the characters are. They feel attracted to it than when
Kids love colors.
Yes, than the real life thing.
Yeah.
They'll get.
I mean, that's quite proven, because I know a lot of animations help kids to even learn how to start talking, how to pronounce, or how to even identify the things, the characters that they on a daily basis come across. You have a child who cannot speak, but could actually say water and could point and show you water, and I see that is really helping. So I kind of, tag along what you're saying really, really well. But what beyond that, beyond the fact that you love to draw, is there anything that drives your creative ability? So I understand, or I see clearly that you are very creative to be able to put these things together. As for him, he will write the script for you. I almost said he write the script for you. But so yes, that's the script. What gives you that creative ability to think and say that this kind of creation will fit the story, or for these words the action should be that way or that way?
Okay, I think life itself, things that happen around us, for me, and I'm sure most of my animation colleagues who agree to that, when things are happening around us, we have imagination, we have things going on in our head, how certain things should look like. Like what you said about your head being big. Right now, I'm literally seeing your head as being really big.
Hey.
Like I've imagined it, like I can virtually
when are you
see.
creating one? I need to see myself looking like that.
Yeah. So with things happening like that around us, and the drama, and so we feel like exaggerating it and all that. So I think it's just life itself, things that happen. There are a lot of funny things that happens in our life. So those kind of things kind of inspire us.
I see. I mean, so it's in our kind of industry, let me say in our enclave, Ghana, Africa. You don't see a lot of animations as compared to the Europe and other places. I mean, most of the cartoons we grew up watching, none were from Africa, I'd say. You may have people who must have been from Africa to create it. I may never know, but there's a lot of it. Do you think we are, with the community of animators that we are likely to get to a point where there will be a lot of creatives of that nature that will should I say, connote black
Yeah.
Is this something you guys are looking at achieving with
It's,
time?
it is happening right now.
It is?
Slowly, yes. There's if you go on social media, there are a lot of these short animation skits people are doing. Funny skits. So it's growing steadily.
Yeah.
As at the time when I started animation in 2013, you could barely
2013.
yeah 2013 you could barely think about or see one or two animation. But right now it's like it's
a lot of
picking
it.
up. It's picking up. So
People are using it for music videos like we just
Yes,
watched,
yes,
and
yes.
I mean, lots
A
of.
lot.
I see.
Animation is part of the film industry in Ghana. And the truth is that the film industry in Ghana is actually young.
Okay.
If you look at Hollywood, Hollywood is up to 100 years old. You know, UK, all of them, they are quite old. Ghana is still young. We are growing. But I think at the point where we are now, we are doing good for ourselves.
We are doing good for ourselves.
Yeah,
I
we are
mean,
not there yet,
Yeah.
but we are growing. It's a gradual
A
process.
friend tells me that, I mean, look, if I were in this your field, it would be interesting because you know why? So a friend tells me that you can't live in Ghana in peace. You can't even be sad in peace.
I'm telling you.
Because
We like trouble always.
everything in this country
violence.
can make you laugh. And the most serious things that should make people angry, trust me, the next person makes fun out of
That's
it.
true.
And which is, look, I think I get, so I should be coming to you to ask you about this pretty soon. You know, when there is some trivia issue that people should be very upset, by the next moment there's a cartoon drawing
About it, yeah.
with some inscriptions around it and all that, trying to paint that whole thing with a comic.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can't be sad in Ghana.
No, you can't.
I mean, there's too much content in this our country. Anyway, let's look at voiceovers. So, is there also, like you said, I mean,
Yeah.
these are all part of what makes the filmmaking.
Yes.
So, is there a group of people who say we are voiceover artists who pick your script? And I assume after you have scripted, you again direct how
Yeah.
you want the. Are there a group of people who are cut out for this, or I mean, you can just pick and choose some people by
It's a
way of-
talent, and it's also something people can learn as well. It's an art. So it's like acting itself, stage acting, acting for screen. But this time around, you're not showing your face. It's your
Okay.
voice doing all the acting for you. You are behind the scene doing the talking, and then you are imagining yourself as a certain character. So there may not be like a body per se that oversees these people, but there are individuals who have formed companies and have a group of people working with them as well, whom you can reach out to at any point in time if you want to work with them. Yeah.
I see. I mean, let me shoot straight to what we have in Ghana. I mean, in the Ghanaian movie industry, there are the faces that we know.
Yeah.
Are any of these people, you know, voiceover
Voice
artists for
actors?
some of these?
Yeah, I have worked on a project with Ajitanan. Yeah, where he was a character called, I think, Captain something. I don't remember, and I was his sidekick. Yeah, so he was a superhero in it.
He was a superhero.
Yeah,
right?
and I was his sidekick, giving him the whole rundown where to go and all that.
I
Yeah.
see. Well, I'm sure you've gathered a lot already, and there's still more to give you. I'm going to go on my second break. Please stay with us. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back if you are just joining us. We are still here discussing animations, and I'm here with Zenks and Nana Koba. And I mean, so far it's been good. I'm learning a lot, and I'm sure you are doing the same. There's this question I've been wanting to ask. So I'm not sure which one of you, but let me come to you, Nana. Apart from the style, apart from the style, is there a major difference between animation and live action when it comes to storytelling?
The question sounds very simple, but it's a very deep question because there's a lot that goes into it. But to answer it in a very simple way, yes, there's some difference and there's some similarities as well.
Okay.
So like you rightfully said, animation is a style. So it's film, but then the style is animation, okay, or the genre is animation. But it is still storytelling and it follows a structure.
Okay.
So just like in storytelling where you have a character that has a goal and has an opponent and some conflict and all that, and then the resolution and all that, the whole storytelling process, you have that in animation as well.
I see. And so how do I mean? So how I should behave if it was a live movie against animation. Now, I just want to know this. So with animation, the face is hidden. It's the voice that
Yes.
you hear. And what you hear should almost be able to communicate my actions, which of course the you are going to create that toy to show create. I mean, you are going to create that thing actually to show that that emotion. So my question is this: that emotion that ordinarily I would have shown in a live movie, is it the same thing, or you have to fake it? Or I mean, yes, of course, TV is make believe, but is it the same there?
The thing about animation is that with animation, you can give life to any character at all.
So yeah.
This bottle here can come to life in animation.
Okay.
Your seat can come to life in animation. Animation actually basically is giving life to something that doesn't have life. Whilst in live action, it has to be somebody who's alive to speak. If in live action you have a table being given life, it's actual animation.
Okay. And so the table will speak.
Whether the table is speaking or dancing or doing whatever,
It's
as long as
animated.
the table is doing something naturally cannot do,
Sure.
that's animation.
I see.
You understand?
So I see. So Zeng, I mean, let me come to you on this one.
Yeah.
What I saw that you have done with the song Kukunda, I mean the dance, yes, you know how you have to show your chest.
Yeah.
Those with the 1 packs cannot do that dance, or it wasn't limited.
It's only for 8 packs.
Only for 8 packs, not even 6 packs.
How many packs do you have?
Okay.
They become one.
So how long does it take to create such quality?
Okay, so it depends on the kind of content characters you are involved in. But for this one, we took roughly 3 months.
3 months,
Sorry, 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yes, 3 weeks. Yeah.
You said we, you and other people.
Yes. No, animation is not a one-man thing. There's, in fact, animation is its own world and its own industry.
Okay.
They have different people in it. You know, so apart from the animators, we have someone who will do the background. You know, we have somebody who will do the coloring, and we have someone who will do the composition. You know, so but there's even more. But basically, those the 2D animators, the background artists, the person who's in the composition are the main key people, and the director. So
I see. And so it's like a whole community behind this whole thing.
yes,
Actually, is that the reason? You know, back in the days, even with animated movies like Moana, I mean, the cast in the end,
You have a lot of
a
people.
lot of people.
Yes.
Is that the reason?
yes,
Everyone has some dot and some line to draw in there.
Yes,
If you want to get it right, like you want to do it and make sure it's good quality, you need a lot of good hands.
I see.
But if it's just one person doing it, then it will take a long time for the person to do the right thing.
Okay.
Or to feel like a rushed work.
Yeah.
You know, the more hands are on board, you know, the more the quality. Because
And then
like,
it creates the differences. It shows the differences.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sure.
It's obvious because I mean, obviously, one person would have shown a certain line of activity, a certain style of
Yeah.
work. But I think, I mean, like you're saying, if there's more, just as you have like a whole community of animators, if all of you come together to put together one concept or one product, it's likely to come up as something very, very tight.
Sure.
Yeah.
I see. You know, there's this funny one. I'm trying to remember the name. It's this funny character who goes to apply for a visa. When I remember the name, but it's Ghanaian. I think it's Nazir or what?
Tales of
Tales of
Naziri.
Naziri.
Yes, it's very, very funny. And so such characters, okay, such characters. Okay, you are not the creator for Nazir, so I can't be asking you. But I was wondering, are those also characters that we would call? So, for example, you take Mr. Bean, and I have seen the animated Mr. Bean version. Honestly, I think the animated one is even funnier than the real one.
Yeah.
And so, how are you able to make these characters even more interesting than the real characters? I wonder. See,
Yeah.
I'm so wowed by what you guys do, honestly, and which is why
Yeah.
I'm asking you these questions. Because I also want, if it's not too late, please, can I start? I want to start, doing some animation. How are you able to make it so interesting? even more than the real characters? How do you do
Yeah,
it?
so human beings are limited. There's limitations, but with animation, there's no limits. So it's like you go overboard. It's like you're like unleashing your imagination.
Okay.
So to that, that's what makes it interesting. So maybe the character or it's interacting with an object. When the person falls down, if it was to be a real human being, and maybe something falls on you, you actually get hurt. In real life, but maybe the person will come flat. It had that comic relief to it. So because of animation, we create the characters. We have control over the characters, unlike live action where you have to direct the person. And the person cannot do it, you have to teach the person. But yeah, we have the control. We can do whatever we want to the characters. Like we're playing God. It's like we are saying, let there be light.
And there's light.
Thank
It's
you.
like in Tom and Jerry, for example, when you see Tom trying to scratch his ears when he's itching, and he puts it here and pulls it out from here. It's about the idea and the concept. You can relate to it. You actually wish, oh gosh, I wish I could do that. Because, you put it here and it comes out from here. It go clean and pa. So you can relate to it, pa.
Yeah.
That's what animation can do.
Yeah. I see. So you the script writer, obviously you tell the story or you write the story. Are there enough Ghanaian stories to write?
There's more than enough stories to tell. There are so many stories we haven't even told yet. It's all about taking the time to sit down, think about it, and construct it. The challenge with a lot of scripts in Ghana is the process. You see, a lot of people have what we call a draft and claim they have screenplays or scripts. But the truth of the matter is, for you to get a script that goes into production, you need to write and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. Your first idea cannot be the best idea. You need to go through a process. At the end of the day, maybe your 40th idea or your 100th idea will be the best one.
I see.
But we don't go through that process. We want it quick, we want to make the cash quick and go, yeah.
Animation to go through the same thing.
You go through the same.
Yes.
I was even going to ask you how do you build a character? What goes into building a character?
Like you said, he comes first. The script is like a blueprint. So with the script, we look at it, and then based on the description of what the character is, then we begin to do, like, we just do sketches of how the character should look like, and then we come to an agreement. Definitely, if you want to create a character of you, even if your head is big, you can do maybe one that is big. Maybe you can say to that, no, a big forehead, a long nose,
Good.
But there's got to be a reason for the long nose and the big forehead.
So there should be a reason based on the story we want to tell and what we want the audience to feel. So before we now determine that, okay, let us choose with this. Animation is like an unlimited world of imagination.
I see. And so the script writer gives the script.
Yes.
You now pick the elements from the script.
Yes.
And bring it to life.
And bring it to life.
Yeah, bring the visuals out.
So does it come with a certain theme, or is it that you, for example, love to work with a certain theme when it comes to animations?
Well, it all depends on the director. But if they've given me, okay, the go ahead. Well, for me, I like to do my animations have this kind of semi-realistic kind of stuff. Make it look a little bit relatable to humans, like you saw in the Konkundam. I could have made Surazade the Hunter look like a caricature or something, But I like to use that because I think we kind of relate more to it since we are more like human. I know the African mentality, when they see cartoons, they think toys, like you said.
Of course, toys.
But the six pack, the warrior. The six pack
I was going to come to that. You won't create
the
the
six
thing,
pack, the
then you go,
warrior.
no,
Yeah.
8.
You be 8,
The guy creates 8.
You
Okay,
do what?
6. When he has only 1. Anyway, we are still here discussing animations. I mean, we're throwing more light on that whole, animation thing. And it's already clear that there's a whole community of animators out there. And there's also a good chunk number of people who are also writing the stories. What can we do with these two being merged together? Ghana has a lot to tell. And perhaps we should start writing our story and animating them for posterity so that they get to understand where and how far we have come. Please stay with us. I'm going on my very last break. We'll be back shortly.
Deep in the space of time, there lived two friends. Kwesi and Adam. They hunted together, trained together, and did almost everything together. After intense battle won by their kingdom under the rule of Nana Okundo II, the inseparable friends ranked up and became very close guards to His Highness. However, not all were too welcoming with their achievements. Tension rose on an old but memorable day when the king discovers that the royal golden cup has gone missing from his palace. Adam is accused of being the main culprit and declares his innocence, but evidence is brought before the king. Furious and disappointed, the king orders for Adam's immediate execution. Kwesi pleads for mercy as he asks the king to pardon his sentence. The king agrees to this pardon, but demands Kwesi would return in 7 days with Enchanter's stone deeply hidden in the forbidden forest. Kwesi boldly vows to take this deadly quest.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you are not late. We are still here discussing the issue of animations and what it's been like in the past, what it's looking like now, and maybe we can look at what it can be for us in the future. I have this coming from Irabina. Irabina says, "I'm enjoying the show, Zinok. You're doing a great job." Thanks, Irabina. Zinok is doing a great job. All of us will be animated soon so that you can send us messages, okay? It's very important. We like to hear from people like you. Well, so guys, so in what ways do you believe animation industry will change over the next 5 to 10 years?
That's interesting. The industry is dynamic. And like I said, we are quite young. We are growing. It's a gradual process. But I believe one thing that can help us achieve it better and even faster is collaboration.
Okay.
We need the power of collaboration. When you watch a lot of Hollywood movies, animation, live action, you see blah, blah, blah studios in association with blah, blah, blah pictures. You see a lot of collaboration, even for the very big guys, you know, the Marvel, the DCs, they all have collaborations. But when it comes to Ghana, most people want to do it alone. You can't do that alone, you know. You can't do it alone and expect to get there. So collaboration, I believe, is the key. With collaboration, in the next 5 to 10 years, we can be really big.
So you see that the animation community has a future?
Yes, it has.
It does?
Yes.
5 to 10 years, it will be something different from what we see now.
Yes, it's even happening. You know, there are things going on in the behind the scenes that Definitely I have a very positive
Right
for
about it.
it. Yeah.
I see. Let me ask you this. I mean, at some point I spoke about how that particular Zingaro production has had a lot of influence
Yeah.
on young, growing adults, currently growing, I mean adults, but in the past, young kids. It had so much influence. Do you feel that responsibility to use your
Craft.
craft to solve some social issue, to solve some issues, within our space?
Yes, I mean I see it as a very big responsibility, and after working on it, just like the video you saw, the Swazi, the hunter, it's a story about the Dagboni people, and I'm sure that today people didn't know about this story until today they've watched it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history which we don't know about because we grew up watching the Western world.
Yeah.
So it is up to us because they can't come and tell our stories. We have to tell our stories.
Our stories our own
Yeah,
way.
because we know it better.
Yeah.
So I'm also my team and I, we are working on creating that so that we know that your kids won't just be watching just only Coco Mele and the rest, but at least they'll watch something that they'll know about their history. You know.
Well, unfortunately, time couldn't permit me to do more. I still have a lot to ask you, but I guess I probably will ask you separately. There's a lot also coming from our WhatsApp lines for me to ask you, but I'll shelve that for today. I'll get the responses and then send them to specific people who are asking for them. Thank you so much, Nana Koba. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Kukumba man. Thank you, Zeng.
It's been a pleasure.
Guys, thank you so much for being part of our evening. We hope that we've been able to throw some more light on animations. Maybe it should begin to be a discussion that you have with your kids from home. If they start early, they could be here by now, and we can be, they can be part of that growing community that's likely to change the story and the narrative when it comes to the animation and story writing and entirely the movie industry in Ghana. Have a very blessed week. We'll be back next Monday with another episode of The Men's Lounge. Please be safe.